Something I've thought about though is like when in that last in the part that I caught of the Rockets OKC like Game 7 or whatever. They talked about how I guess the Rockets had put a whole I guess they gave up a whole lot to get Westbrook, and how like if they had lost basically like their that whole plan like go all in or whatever kind of would have it's like it failed, but it's like the thing is the team who like you traded to get him took you to 7 games. I would make the argument that it's probably failed already. Like if you're going to be like it's a failed thing, like it technically hasn't because like they haven't lost to the Lakers yet, but like they're going to. If they don't, I'd be
Hold on,
surprised.
hold on, hold on. Will they?
They probably will.
Listen, the Lakers were up 14 or 15 in the first quarter because Markeith Morris was 4 for 4 in the first quarter, and they came back and tied the game by the fourth quarter, and then LeBron James like do you, if I don't think that's such a guarantee if you expect Markeith Morris to make those shots, to expect Rondo to hit buzzer beater threes, to expect Kyle Kuzma to play average defense. Like those are things these people have not done the entire year, and that all accumulated one time last game. So and it was still a close game. So I'm not sure if I don't know. I think this game, this series is more of a chess match than anything else. Because like I think it's gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because the Rockets aren't the Blazers, right? Like the Blazers have very like two weapons and then a big man who's garbage. But like PJ Tucker knows his role and knows what he's there for, and
Mhm.
he got taken out of it a little bit. But I think if you just, it's been proven over the years actually, if you stick a body on Anthony Davis the entire time of like a short, dense, rough individual, then he's going to not do so well in the long term. You know what I mean? He might do well for like because he didn't do well for a whole game. Then he did well for a game, and I think and using past instances, I think we just have to see that like you gotta prove it to us. You know what I mean? But everybody's like needing like James Harden to prove himself. I'm like he doesn't really need to prove himself. He's whatever. And then like Russell Westbrook does need to prove himself though. Like that's what I will say. Because because his numbers last game were, I'm not sure what they were, but I'm pretty sure they weren't efficient. Like he's not doing fantastic, but oh yeah, and also with LeBron James playing like volleyball with everything he throws up to the rim. You know what I mean? Like it's a little ridiculous. And I know that's your guy, Allen. I know that's your guy, but oof.
Well, no, I know what Westbrook is. Was that was my man for what, like 7 8 years. I know exactly what Westbrook is. It's not you're not asking for efficiency. You're asking for production.
No question. When was he so when did he start becoming so hesitant on his mid-range jump shot? Because that used to be automatic.
I think that's probably more like a Rockets thing,
Yeah.
where they
But
like the scheme is like, hey, we don't really shoot a lot of mid rangers, bro.
like they're open from what I hear, right? From what I'm hearing, all they're saying that they the entire year have been okay with everybody shooting threes, but Russell Westbrook doing a transition and doing the mid range himself because Russell Westbrook takes the majority of the mid range shots for that team. But like yesterday's game, game two, he was like hesitant on his mid range. In my head, I was like, for years that has been like the mid range elbow has been your thing. Like you can't get to the rim, you do a little
Run up,
quick stop up. You know what I mean? Like real quick up, and it was isn't it automatic. Like, he's been really good at that shot. But the other day he was like real hesitant. I'm like, ooh,
like he wasn't trying to shoot it at all, or
like
like you
he
could.
when he did shoot it, it was hesitancy. Uh, like because like when you watch him for years, it was get there, jump, go. But it was like get there, and now look, jump, go. You know what I mean? Like it was a little too slow. And with Anthony Davis and the Lakers, but at the end of the day, they're long as hell. You know what I mean? So like you can't be hesitant on that because when he's hesitant on that, it stops him from being able to get to the rim easier. And I think that's one of the reasons LeBron James was able to just like pick him apart like that in the half court. And I'm just like, you can't do that. But that's film, and I mean, I'm assuming Mike D'Antoni makes his team watch film and all kind of stuff. So we'll see. But that was not a good sign. I will say that.
Just for the record, Westbrook's numbers. He had 10 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists. He also had 7 turnovers, and he shot 4 of 15 and 1 of 7 from 3.
See, I'm used to Russell Westbrook getting big boy triple doubles, like 30 points, 15 rebounds. I'm used to that, not 10 points. That's a Draymond Green triple double. We don't get Draymond Green triple doubles, Westbrook. We get Luka. We
I
get.
mean, it was a double. So
Oh, you wouldn't even.
no, I said 4 assists.
Yeah.
And only 4 assists on all 3-point shooters. Come on now, you can't get 4 assists. Come on now.
All I have to say is Russell Westbrook is in a completely different situation than when he was getting those triple doubles. Triple double Westbrook is like a special occasion. Like that is because he had to for them to be decent. And I'm talking about them as in OKC. That's not really what he's there to do. I'm pretty sure his triple double numbers have greatly went down since he's been with the Rockets.
Absolutely. You're not averaging a game.
That's not what his job is.
You're right, but his job is also not to score 10 points. Like that's how. Calvin, how many shots did he take?
15.
How many did he make?
4.
Come on now, it's ridiculous. Like Russell Westbrook, because it's his fault, has put a standard on himself that's really high. Like you're welcome. This is what you do when you become like a great player. To get 4 or 15, that's not what you do. Like you are better than that. And he was over here missing layups and doing he didn't seem as explosive as he is. Like he was hurt. What was he? Was his quad that was hurt? First round?
Yeah.
It's gotta still be bothering him because he does not look nearly as explosive, dangerously explosive as Westbrook usually is. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It's not. I'm not seeing it.
Look, I'm an OKC fan. Westbrook's game has never really been efficient. So if you thought he was about to shoot well, that's not who you traded for ever. And his production was that high because it had to be. Like those 10 points, you should be glad. Especially after the quad injury, you should be glad he even gave you that much. Because it was a while, I think the series before, people were like, I think he came back for a couple games with OKC, and people were like, what is this?
No, I agree with you, but 10 points from him is unacceptable. How old is he? How old is Westbrook? 30?
He should be in his 30s by now.
He's 30, right? Because Derrick Rose is
31.
31? Okay, so 10 points is unacceptable for him. Your standard's too much for that. I know your role for this team is different, but 4 for 15 is not good in any context. And they were forcing him to shoot threes. They were staying back on him like old school Rondo. And do you know how disrespectful that is? Because Rondo at that point could not shoot at all. They should be keeping like that.
Westbrook can't shoot. If you look at his 3-point numbers for the year, that boy can't shoot. He can't shoot the 3. And I know you're talking about the dribble pull up, but if we're also talking about the quad injury, that's what it is.
Man, listen. No excuses.
That's what you put. Look,
I mean, he was shooting 25% from deep on the year, regular season.
What about bubble though? Is there a way you can find what he's shooting in the bubble?
Well, in the postseason, he's shooting 16% from 3 through 5 games played.
That just made my stomach hurt. I could shoot 16% from 3. That's how do you do you not work on it? You know what I mean? What's his best season?
I mean, if he's hurt, it's gonna affect it.
What's his best season from 3? Ever?
Let me see.
Probably 35% on
1.2
attempts a game.
I was thinking the exact number.
Let's see, best percentage is 30. Yeah, 34%.
What year?
16, 17.
How many attempts?
7.2.
He was chucking that year. I forgot.
Yeah, it was
He was chucking.
it was shocking. Man, that was that year though. You know what I mean? Like that was the first year Kitty left, right?
I
Second
think
year.
so.
I
Yeah.
think it was the year after.
Well, that's when he was getting them.
Well,
triple
nah.
doubles.
He had averaged a triple double that year.
Yeah, so it was a year. Yeah, he had to do his thing. I hope though that Russell Westbrook having that kind of toll or having that kind of load on him for that many years, like 2 or 3 years for Oklahoma City, didn't like wear his body down too much. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's LeBron. Like a normal person who's just athletic, that's gonna tear them down. So I'm hoping that's the case because the explosion I'm seeing out of Westbrook right now is not what I'm used to, like at all.
I mean, two things. I completely agree with you. Also, the quad injury, like right now, I could definitely see that slowing him down. And secondly, I could see this being like this is where we start seeing like the decline of Westbrook, like depending on how he recovers and how soon the next season starts up. Because if the next season starts up in like, let's say they get done in October, which is next month, like 3 weeks from now, and they're playing again in, let's say, around Christmas time. I don't know, bro. I really don't know.
Have they decided what the next season is gonna look like in terms of like scheduling?
Of course not. At least they
I,
haven't said anything publicly.
I think the draft is supposed to take place right after the finals. If that doesn't say much.